I want to be very to the point, deliberate. First and foremost, thank you guys for taking time out watching. My name is Cy Smith. I'm your host. This is a 1 hour broadcast. However, it will not go the whole hour, but we leave it open just in case people call or get in touch with us. This is fourth grade university TV. Fourth grade university TV. I hope not to be hosting this much longer. We hope that our um, other people will come on board and take this over and run it. What I know is that this needs to happen. We need this platform, this fourth grade TV platform. So let me break down what it is and why we're doing it and what you can hope to accomplish and get out of this. And we'll see if we can get Ashley. I'm gonna name some of the parents here who have fourth graders, and we're going to just rock and roll. I'm trying to go live on Facebook. It is recording now, so I'm not going to take too much of your time. I'm going to stay very deliberate. Fourth grade university is designed to give parents and the students a platform to do great and exceedingly wonderful things. We're going to continue to build and make this work. 60615 zip code in Chicago manages this, particularly the Calumet Blocks manages fourth grade reading and vocabulary words. King Drive manages all of our history. The Vincennes manages all things fourth grade math, and then Forestville manages all things fourth grade science. My daughter is in the fourth grade, so I'm on this journey with you. I've been doing work to make certain that I'm following in my daughter's education, and it's one of the things that parents hopefully have space to do because it's definitely needed. We, National Block Club University, have fourth graders tagged down as book reports, so they will earn money. Excuse me. They will earn money with us dealing with fourth grade book reports. So we have them writing, so we can kind of explore where they are with their reading, the comprehension, and also the assessments of what they read and how they can kind of put it in the right perspective. This is going to help them as they get older with being able to digest all the complexities of comprehension that might come at them. So being able to read different types of books is going to matter, and being able to sum it up, because it's one thing to read some, but comprehending is another one. So let's talk about the setup we have. So we had literally August all the way to May. And I know for some of our schools up north, this may be different, but we listed the full altogether 10 months. And we know it's 9 months in some areas of schooling. So if your child starts back in August, like mine did, we want to make sure that reading, math, history, and science is um, an agenda that we have for each of those subject matters. And this is what the community does, you guys, because it's one thing to say the schools go and educate my child. We want to make sure that we're doing our part. And so, real quick, I'm gonna read to you what I listed for this year for fourth graders. So, if you a parent of a fourth grader, this is what, based on our research, we should be doing to make sure we give them the best shot at being able to get into fifth grade and be successful. So we have, of course, reading. It's a matter of picking a book in August, having them read the book and write the best book report they can do. The reason why this is important early on, because they just came off a summer break, and you want to kind of be able to gauge where they are coming off the summer break. Some children may have read all summer, some may not have picked up a book at all. So doing it as soon as they get in allows you to kind of test their mental template and see where they at. Then we have fourth grade history. Fourth grade history, we put, and of course, this is totally what we're saying. This is our perspective. People can do what you like. This is just a guide. It's not nothing that's guaranteed. We put down the Declaration of Independence. We want to make sure, from a history standpoint, and that our fourth graders know and can write about that. Everything in fourth grade will be about how do you sum it up, like write it up. That'll get the fourth graders really writing and comprehending what they are reading. So they'll write something about the Declaration of Independence, the five W's: who, what, when, where, why, and that allow us just to see where their thinking is. Also, Mount Bayou, Mississippi is the focus. We want all fourth graders to do some writing on Mount Bayou, Mississippi before this month is out. So we want all fourth graders, um, last month, that's August, I'm sorry. We want them to do something dealing with fourth graders, I mean, dealing with Mount Bayou for last year, last month. So then we also had last month, our focus was on two-digit subtraction and adding, two-digit subtraction and adding. And that's appropriate at this age, 8, 9 years old. And under science, for the most part, science is all about exploration and just understanding how things go together. So you got physical science, you got space science, and life. So with all any of those three, we left it open for you to decide what you want to do with your particular fourth grader. But as long as they're learning about or exploring, then that's good on our end. And again, if you're just tuning in, when I think about Chicago, and it's the same for every city, we've designated 16 blocks that will focus on fourth grade reading, fourth grade history, fourth grade math, fourth grade science. So what I just described to you, that's the workload for the people on those blocks to make sure that the fourth graders, if they are from anywhere in the city and they come over there to compete, if it's dealing with vocabulary words, book reports, they're going to go on Calumet. If they come over there from all over the city and they want to compete with history, in this case, they're writing on Mount Bayou or the writing on Declaration of Independence, that'll be over on King Drive. Same thing for two-digit subtraction and borrowing. They'll be going on Vincennes. That's the math blocks. And then the science blocks is Forestville. So I just want to, and I'm going to keep reiterating that because when we talk about changing Chicago and changing our neighborhoods, what are we replacing what we're saying we want to see stopped? What are we replacing that we say we want to see stopped? This is a big deal. We talk about stop selling drugs, stop, stop, stop. Well, what are we replacing it with? And that this is a part of it is when we talk about Forestville dealing with science, Vincennes dealing with math. This is a way of us replacing what we say we want to see stopped. All right. So let's get at it. September, this month is all about irregular verbs. Irregular verbs, do your fourth grader know what that is? We want to make sure that they don't know, that they learn, and that part of their writing is that they know how to identify it, write it down, and make sure we can assess the comprehension of irregular verbs. Under history, the Underground Railroad. We want your fourth grader to write something about the Underground Railroad based on their research. This will test them on their research skills and also their comprehension and also how they write, their writing skills. Math, fourth grade math, just how to use a graph with data. That's one you're going to hear over and over again because at this grade, that's a focus. We want to make sure that your young person gets some practice there and they can compete against other fourth graders and win some money. Then the food chain is under science. So Forestville will help us citywide in Chicago dealing with math food chain inside of the Forestville blocks. They're going to do that for the whole fourth grade black class around the city of Chicago. In Gary, it's a separate area that's all they're going to concentrate on as well. So that's the structure and format for both um, August and September. Moving into October, which is the fourth quarter, only 3 other months after this, 2 other months after October. Fourth quarter reading is going to be about making metaphors. We want to really make sure your fourth grader are able to do and create metaphors to help people understand in a more lively fashion. So that's a big deal for my daughter to be able to do and your child as well, is create these metaphors to continue to share their message and be able to communicate with other people effectively. We also in October want them to focus on the Great Wall of China. So the Great Wall of China allows them to have some history that they can research and then comprehend it and then write about what they researched and comprehended. We also want them to focus on Jackson, Mississippi. In all of every month, you're going to hear me name a different place in Mississippi. We want all our young people all over the nation to focus on Mississippi. We want to make sure, and in some instances, they'll be asked to focus on some of the other rural black towns as well. But we want them to pull up the history on in this case, Jackson, Mississippi. Excuse me. Then under fourth grade math for October, it's the same thing, but now it's more using the graph for more advanced data. So it's in September, it was just use the graph at a basic level. Now it's more advanced. and then layers of each: life science, physical science, and also space science. We want our fourth graders to be able to articulate the differences in those different layers for each one of those. In November, we got putting sentences together. So this year, it goes into more the grammatical writing or illustration and display. And so we're going to be a little nitpicky and fine tuning here. This will be following on our Calumet blocks to do for the whole city of Chicago, fourth grade population. Then we want, under history, we want them to write about Macon, Mississippi. That's the history. We also want them to do comparisons of Dr. King and Malcolm X. We want them to be able to write what the differences were in philosophies and whatnot, of those two. Then in fourth grade math, we want to multiply by 3 and 4 digits. That's it's getting ready, it's coming out, it's getting ready. We want to make sure they can multiply by 3 and 4 digits. So we'll run those tests all month long this month. Then we have in December, well, science, we want them to learn about the rock cycle, rocks, little rocks you found. What's the cycle? Like, how did they become a rock? So just knowing and being able to articulate that is going to be helpful. Then in December, holiday coming up, but guess what? We still have work to do. So we want our fourth graders to make sure they know how to find the key points in any reading. How do you find the key points? This falls under, in this case, Calumet. They're in charge of all reading and vocabulary words. Then history, the Battle of Bunker Hill. The Battle of Bunker Hill. I'm 40 some years old, and I had to really do my homework to find out what that was. I'm sure I read about it, but I didn't anchor it, and we want to help anchor this. So for our history is to study the Battle of Bunker Hill, and also to look at just the rural South as a whole. That's where most Black people are, in the rural South. What's the difference between rural South and the North? So your fourth grade being able to study that is going to make your fourth grader that much more sharper. Then we move into January, February, March, April, May. So I'm gonna go real quick with these because I know it's a lot. So the main thing with January, I'm gonna go through reading for all of these now for the last 5 months. In January, it's about comparing two different stories for reading. It's about reading between the the lines when a person is writing. That's in February. In March, we're gonna be dealing with punctuation. In April, we're going to be dealing with those book reports for the end of the year. And then in May, that's going to be the fifth grade vocabulary words. Now, you're in fourth grade, your student is in fourth grade. In December, we go get in May, we're going to give them words for the next grade and see how well they do, as a way of letting them know this is the development, this is what's getting ready to happen. You're going to keep going to different levels in life. All right, so what do you guys think? So that was the format for reading. Under history, we're going to have them in January focus on the Tears of Trail of Tears, I should say. We're going to have them concentrate on the rural part of the South in Mississippi. That's going to be probably Greenville or Greenwood. Then we're going to have them focus on the negative, understanding the negative numbers in math. And we want them to focus on how fireworks work in science. In February, we want them to focus on Benjamin Franklin biography. That's under history. Also, they go focus again on Mount Bayou. Mount Bayou is every January and July. Every August and February, And then we go focus on prime and composite numbers under math in February. And what is matter? What is matter? That's under science for February. Then in March, we're going to concentrate on the Montgomery March in Selma. That's the history. We also want them to focus on Jackson, Mississippi. Jackson, Mississippi is in every March and September. So that's why you see that come up again. And we're going to be able to tell the differences your student is going when they wrote and they got to write 6 months later. If there's any maturity in their writing, we're going to get to that. We also going to have them focus on the oceans, the world oceans. That's going to be a big deal. Then in April, we're going to focus on Barack Obama at fourth grade. We want them to do that history. Also, Hattiesburg, Mississippi, we want them to do the history of that. We're going to focus in math on dividing larger numbers. So that's going to be a big deal. Then, of course, in science, we're going to concentrate on the solar system. Then the last one is May. We're going to concentrate on fifth grade. We're going to concentrate on the women's suffrage. That's going to be the history. They also going to focus on Macon, Mississippi. As you can see, Macon is every May and November. We're going to concentrate on that, being able to see the differences in their writing. We also go focus on dividing by large numbers, more advanced. It's going to be even more broader numbers that they're going to be dividing by. Then in May, we're going to be concentrating on photosynthesis. Now that's a big one there. That's fourth graders science. That's what they're going to concentrate on. So I just went through this right here. I could put it up on the screen, but no need to. I got to type it up first, so that's why I wouldn't put it up there. But just know that our fourth graders is our concentration, and that's who we're focused on every first Saturday of the month. I'm gonna read to you the different professions that's linked to fourth graders and what those professions are being asked to do to help our fourth grade. So if you're a parent of a fourth grader, you want to definitely hear this part I'm about to read to you right now, because this is where you get support at. So all fourth graders have beauty salon owners or beauticians that we're asking to commit to helping them for this school year. All brick masons, bricklayers, we're asking them to commit to fourth graders this year. All detectives and police, we're asking them to commit to fourth graders this year. We're asking all our landscapers to commit to fourth graders this year. And finally, all our snow removal firms to commit to fourth graders this year. So as you can see, that's quite a few different professions that if they agree to what we're speaking about now, that means fourth grade parents have financial backers to help them throughout this school year. And if we do this every single grade, all of our parents have layers of support, and that's what we need, you guys. Everyone need layers of support, not just one layer. All right. Thanks for watching, you guys. Stay strong. This is fourth grade TV. We're going to get our fourth graders to come on. Those you guys know who have fourth graders. I have a fourth grader. Governor Antoine in St. Paul, Minnesota has a fourth grader. Giovanna has a fourth grader. Sean in Memphis has a fourth grader. Storm, we got Ashley in South Suburban Illinois with a fourth grader. Mrs. Allgood got a fourth grader. Racenia got a fourth grader. Vanessa got a fourth grader. We got Patricia got a fourth grader. Thay Robinson got a fourth grader. Jillian Kendrick has a fourth grader. Jerry Sanders has a fourth grader. Sharita Brodden has a fourth grader. Ben Pennick has a fourth grader. Mr. Cameron Matthews have a fourth grader. So technically, you guys, this TV should be rocking once we get everyone understanding what this is, and that's nationwide. I named Memphis on there. I named Minnesota on there. I named Atlanta on there. I named Illinois on there. So this fourth grade TV is coming. We're not rushing anything. It's every first Saturday of the month. Thanks for watching. Peace.